I got no clothes. I got no phone. I feel like I'm forgetting something. What the fuck is it? I feel, Jesus, it's like, it's on the tip of my... Oh, hello everybody. It's the 500 subscriber Q&A. This is probably the most important subscriber milestone since my 100 subscriber milestone. And oh boy, look how far we've come. I mean, most of you probably weren't around for that statistically, but you know, it was a great time. Autism. Okay, so I was actually going to do like a little in-universe, oh my god, I'm gonna go about my day and do this sort of thing, little thing, but you know what? It's just gonna fuck up. It's just gonna fuck up the canon a bunch. So here's my pony avatar, and we're gonna read some comments, and you're gonna be able to just calm yourself with the soothing sound of my voice. Fuck. Before I start, I want to thank everyone that did write a comment. I got a couple. So I'm just gonna go through all of them. So this first question is from Rainico826. There are two buttons, a red one and a blue one. If more than 50% of people choose the blue button, then everyone lives regardless of which button they choose. There's no penalty. If more than 50% of people choose the red button, then the people who choose the red button will survive, and the people who choose the blue button will die. Which button would you choose? Obviously, I would choose the blue button because, one, I'm not out here trying to murder like 4 billion people. Statistically, if the blue button gets like 49% and the red button gets 51%, that's like 4 billion people that are dying. And I'm not gonna be fucking responsible for that shit. And number two, even if I do die and like more than half pick the red button, at least I can die knowing that I made the right choice. Like, who in like 200 years from now are going to be looking back at this decision and being like, it's a really good thing those guys chose the red button? No, they're going to be fucking hailing the blue button people as heroes and demonizing everybody that picked the red button because they're a bunch of fucking assholes. I got a follow-up question from Rainico, and they just ask, will you marry me? Gotta see that ring first. Octodad0789 asks, what's your favorite TV show? Okay, so in universe, Colors is the best show of all time. It's just amazing. I think they're on like their 35th season or something.
Coming soon to a divorced family near you. It's Colors, the show where you look at colors. Yeah! Season 38 coming soon! What possible colors could come next? Colors.
If you want a more truthful answer, that's actually kind of hard because I don't know if I can actually like say like, oh yeah, this is my favorite show of all time. Like, I have a lot of favorite shows of all time. Shows that kind of just made me, you know, like the person that I am. I mean, just looking at me for 1 second, you might think, oh my god, Friendship is Magic. And yeah, that was a really cool show that definitely helped me out in a time where I definitely needed some help. Other shows I like are probably shows like The Office. The Office really did help develop like my own sense of humor that I have throughout this proverbial plane we call Earth. There's also shows like Regular Show, where that's probably one of my favorite cartoons of all time. It's so fucking great. It's funny. It utilizes the 11-minute episode limit like absolutely perfectly. It never really feels like, I mean, there have been times, but like for the most part, it doesn't feel like an episode's ever too rushed or too drawn out. It's an incredible fucking show. I recommend everybody to watch Regular Show as well. I was a big cartoon person back in the day, so I would watch Regular Show, I would watch Gravity Falls, I would watch Adventure Time, Gumball. BoJack Horseman is also a really cool show. I think that show definitely deserves your viewing attention, definitely if you're over a certain age, but I feel like most of I mean, I don't want to call them fans, but most of the people that watch me are probably above that age. So if you haven't watched BoJack Horseman, definitely watch that. Those are all the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. So that is my real answer. Looney Tunes asks, 2Quest, what are your thoughts on Princess Cadance running for ruler of Equestria? Okay, listen. So we all probably know by now that Cadance is a bit of a controversial pick, and I feel like I need to defend her a little bit, you know? because she's not all that bad. I've seen her advertisements on TV. She's helping out the crackheads down, you know, literally in my town, and crackheads are supporting her, you know, and I feel like that's definitely where a lot of these princess candidates should be shoving their attention to, because, you know, the crackhead population, it is massive right now. So like, I think she's got a really good thing going on. Obviously, you know, right now there's kind of a bit of a controversy with her in the news that she used to be a crackhead, but I feel like that gives her a little bit of character. I feel like that gives her a little bit of a charm that all these other princess candidates, you know, they don't really have, especially like Princess Celestia. You know, can you really see Princess Celestia smoking crack? I mean, well, there was that one time. User JustTuber asks, YouTube recommended your video. Congratulations on 500 subscribers. How did you get the hammer and sickle, cutie mark? It's a long story. I was at school one day and my teacher was going on and on about like history or some shit, you know, some bullshit. I got on top of my desk and I said, down with the establishment, down with the establishment. We want to live in a rulerless, classless, currentless society where money has no value and people are not, you know, there are no people in charge specifically. And as I was saying that, this thing appeared on my butt. I feel like these cutie marks are fucking people up in a sense. Somebody gets like, I don't know, like a rainbow fucking cutie mark. What does that mean? Does that mean that they're gonna come out of the closet or something? Does that mean that they're literally going to produce rainbows or something? I don't know. These cutie marks are fucking vague as shit. I literally just had an outburst in elementary school, and now I've got a fucking thing on my butt. Like, what the fuck, dude? I don't want to be the ruler of a fucking communist society. I think I need surgery for this thing, because I don't actually know how to get this thing off. And I'm not trying to just, like, follow my calling of being a fucking communist. What the this is the first thing that everybody always said. What's with the cutie mark? What's with the thing? I'm sorry, okay? I almost got fired for like 3 other jobs because of this thing. It's not fucking fun. I wish I didn't have a calling. I wish I could just be a Dollar General employee all my life and have a blank flank. Quite honestly, it would be better than being a fucking communist. We got CBB, who asks, do you have any unique ideas of death cutscenes for my game? I don't know your game. You should have one where they die. And their other question was, what's in your closet if you have no clothes? The bodies. Miguel of King says, to QJ, did you discover some secrets from the main 6? Okay, so I think you're talking about the elements of harmony in air quotes, because I'm pretty sure it's common knowledge by this point, but like the elements of harmony are just a load of bullshit. From Applejack, I learned how to wave dash in Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. From Pinkie Pie, I learned how to smoke out of a bong that's inside of a larger bong. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just it was like the bong from which we were smoking was in an industrial, like, walk-in closet type bong. From Rainbow Dash, I learned how to be a fucking moron, and I think those are all the main 6. So I got 4 questions from a friend of mine that goes by SSBlind15. First question, favorite song of all time. All right. Like, it doesn't change every 2 days. What's my favorite song right now is what I will answer with. My favorite song right now... Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite song is right now. Holy shit. What is it? What is it? I don't know. I don't know. What the fuck is it? I'm freaking out, dude. I'm freaking out. I'm just gonna take a minute to just talk about the music that I'm listening to right now, actually. So lately, I've been listening to a lot of Underscores music. Rain introduced me to them, and I mean, Underscores is so fucking good. Like, so good. Sometimes I just put on a playlist of songs that I don't even know who makes them or what their names are or anything. I'm just like listening to them because I like the genre that it's in. I'm listening to a lot of Gex, 100 Gex. Frog on the floor, where'd he come from? And on a completely opposite side of the spectrum, I'm listening to a lot of Get Up Kids and a lot of Sunny Day Real Estate because I like emo core. His next question is, how long does it typically take to make a song? Okay, so this is kind of a hard question to answer because it all just kind of depends. If people don't know this about me, I am an aspiring musician. I do music for a hobby. It's one of my favorite hobbies to do. Currently, I'm working on actually getting better at sound design, mixing, mastering, all the fine details that go into making a song really, really good. Because I have the melodies, I can make a melody, and I can do lyrics, but it's really the fine tuning that needs to be developed in me. Typically, I would say between like a week and like a month. Like any time between those two intervals, it could take to make a song right now. But as I get more deep into getting better at mixing and sound selection and, you know, balancing levels and stuff like that in terms of volume, panning, equalizers, compression, you know, and reverb, delay, you know, and then just arranging it all together, you know, I think that it's probably going to take more time just because, like, I'm going to be doing more with, you know, what with my efforts. That's my answer, I guess. His third question to me is, if you were in Lego Star Wars, what character would you want to be? This is such an easy answer for me. It is Lego Ghost Yoda because, first of all, iconic Yoda death sound, but also he's a ghost. In Lego Star Wars, nobody like reacts to them. You can literally just kind of go about your business being a Lego ghost and nobody will even see you. It's crazy cool. And his final question to me is, what was the set that got you into Melee? Or if that's too specific, what's your favorite set of all time? Okay, so
2,000 years later.
Zenith 2012, PPMD versus Mewtwo King. This was one of the first sets in Melee history that went to a Game 10 in Grand Finals. So it's very historically significant. I believe the last one was an MLG in 2005 between Ken and Isaiah. I think that was... I can't remember. I think that was New York, MLG New York 2005. You maybe don't quote me on that. It was either 2004 or 2005. But yeah, it took like a million years after that. What was that? Like 7 or 8 years before another Game 10 situation had actually happened, and that was PPMD versus Mewtwo King. And that set is really, really fun. Because like they're both kind of going at it. There was a bit of controversy in it too, where Mewtwo King was like, "Oh, I want to go back to FD," and people's like, "Dude, stop being fucking cringe." And then the tournament organizers had to come in and be like, "Just fucking play the game." And you know, there was also like really there was that iconic Mewtwo King moment where, you know, he comes back on Pokemon Stadium in set 2, game 3, I think. And it was an awesome moment.
He got the knockdown. Up top, is he gonna? He got it. Tetris. Up air, up air, up air. For that. Yo, he is tight.
That was an awesome set. It had and PPMD, he took it home in front of a crowd that genuinely despised the fact that he won, because everybody was rooting for Mewtwo King. I was kind of sad Mewtwo King didn't win because he was on a real big slump at that point in his life, and I was on Smashboards not at the time, but just for research. I was checking out Xena 2012 stuff, and he was sad posting about that, and I kind of understand it, because like, how are you gonna lose a game 10 from winner's side and not feel like a piece of shit, you know? But yeah, it had everything. It had drama, it had fucking amazing moments, it had controversy, it had a huge pop-off win, it had depression, it had everything. Sorry, I go on about Melee a lot, but that's just me. And the final comment comes from TC Stealthy Foxo 8620, and they wrote, "What inspired you for the Quest and Rain show? It's interesting to me as an obscure Gmod series, and I wonder what drives you to do the things in the way you do. The algorithm sort of just threw it at me one day, and I've been hooked ever since. Also, I hope you have a nice Pride Month, X3. Well, I have been having a pretty good Pride Month so far. So that's pretty good. First and foremost, I want to thank, I guess, the algorithm for getting you acquainted with my content, but more importantly, you for actually clicking on it and sticking around and watching more of it, because it really means the world to me that people are like enjoy my content. And I don't really care how few or how many people ever watch my content. All that really matters is that people enjoy it. I don't want to just put stupid random bullshit out that's just like blah, 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 blah. I want to make things that I want to make that also are things that people want to see. I was able to get to 500 subscribers because of the Quest and Rain show, and I'm really happy that I started making this series. So I'll talk about pretty much my inspirations and where I was when I started it. So I think the first thing to really talk about is, you know, what inspires me as a content creator. When I was a kid, all I would do is watch YouTube. That was just my thing. There are a lot of people that I would say are inspirations for me, not only as a content creator, but as a human being as well. There are content creators that I've been following for years, probably decades now. Creators like Jax Films. Vanoss Gaming was a big channel. I used to watch the GTA 5 videos, and of course the Gmod videos back when they started coming out with Prop Hunt and Sandbox videos in particular. Those were my favorite, and it always made me kind of sad that the Sandbox videos kind of went away, because I really liked the fact that they had little like impromptu skits in those videos. There are other content creators like Rooster Teeth that also inspired me in terms of a machinima type way. Red vs. Blue was definitely a huge inspiration to me as a content creator. All those content creators were huge inspirations, but I would have to say the number one biggest content creator that has made a huge impact on my own life as a content creator, and you know, as a person, that I won't get too into, but that person is Miss Breezy. Now, Miss Breezy, she started out as a Minecraft YouTuber. She made a series called Newbies. I only really started watching her when she started doing stuff in Gmod and stuff like that. She had a whole pony persona, and she would do all these fun little things. Like, her popular series is probably like the Next Bot running from fucking Shrek or whatever. That was all right. It was not my favorite though. I was more partial to like the Jenga videos. I loved the Jenga videos. Those are so much fun. Never Have I Ever, those ones were really cool too. I love the ad-libbed videos that Bree did with Zycron, and my favorite series out of all of that by far was when Bree introduced Bree Corp. Bree Corp was like this little mockumentary Office-esque series where Bree was just kind of like playing the role of a department head of Bree Corp, the company that brings you Miss Breezy content. It was so fucking awesome. I loved that series, and when she kind of went away and came back, she also brought back Bree Corp for a little bit, and I was so fucking pumped. But yeah, no, Miss Breezy, huge inspiration, and Bree Corp in particular, a huge inspiration to me as a content creator. So, you know, I think the first series that I had was some pony show where I dubbed over everybody's like lines with my voice, and then I got a couple of my friends to do it too. I did this when I was like 15 years old, and it was really, really, really bad. It was probably the worst thing I ever fucking made, ever. I had another Pony Abridged show that I was attempting to do called the Pony Variety Show, and I might actually bring that back because I showed it to a couple friends recently, and they said that it was a pretty good video, and I watched it back, and it actually was a pretty good video. I actually laughed at a couple moments, so I might bring back the Pony Variety Show. I'm not sure yet if I will or when I will, but stay tuned for that. And there were also other series like, you know, obviously Total Drama Autism, which was my flagship series on this channel, where I would just go on a Roblox game and showcase the people that were abusing admin. But eventually I got bored, and I also turned into a fucking junkie loser, and that wasted a couple years of my life. But after I got out of that, I started making content again. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I wasn't satisfied with what I was doing. I was experimenting with like these Roblox videos that I didn't really want to do, but everybody subscribed to me for Roblox. And then I went to other games. I went to Minecraft. I played Fight Night fucking Champion on the Xbox 360. I played Star Wars Battlefront 2, the Classic Edition, 2005. I played Halo 3 and Halo Reach. And most importantly, I went back to Gmod, and I had a lot of fun going back to Gmod. I was like, holy shit, this is so much fucking fun. This is also around the time when I met one Rainico826. I added them to like my little friend server, and we talked, and then, you know, we had a lot in common, so we talked a lot more, and then I developed a bit of a girl crush on them, and then we started dating. And while this was all going on, I went back to Gmod, and I made a couple videos with Rain and Gmod, and then I was like, you know, it would be really fun if we did like a little Brie Corp thing. You know, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna do like a little intro, and I'm gonna do like a little day in the life sort of vlog thing. And all of it was impromptu. There was no script, there was no nothing, there was no story. We were just going on maps and figuring out what we're gonna do. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a script. I didn't have a story. I didn't have a narrative. I just had a passion to do something. So that was all it was. And A Night in the Town was made pretty much in the exact same way. You know, there were vague storylines that I wanted to follow, and there were things that I definitely brought over from that part to this part. But if I'm being totally truthfully honest with you guys, the first couple episodes of QRS, you know, they were not very well thought out. Partway through the third episode, A Cease and Desist, I really started getting, you know, ideas for the series and storylines and plot points and all this stuff. And now I've got a very concrete idea of what this series is going to be and what it's going to end up being. I'm just really happy with where it's at right now, and I hope you guys are happy with how it turns out. Thank you everybody for watching my 500 subscriber Q&A, and thank you everybody for subscribing and getting me here in the first place. I say this pretty much every subscriber milestone. It's not that many subscribers, but you know what? It really does feel like it is that many subscribers. But anyways, I love doing this, and I'm gonna keep doing this. So fuck y'all. I'm going to work. Later. But actually, though, like, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, where the fuck am I going?